The American dream is a vague idea held in common by many Americans about what it means to be successful in the United States. This dream has been the driving force behind much of the success of our country. Unfortunately, many Americans feel that their dreams are no longer achievable. So then what is needed to fix the American dream? I think that the solution is through immigration and more of it. After all, the United States was founded by immigrants, and this solution is supported by American culture and economic data. I'll also show how it holds up to common criticisms. To start, the American dream needs to be defined. Merriam-Webster defines an American as a native or inhabitant of the United States, while a dream is a strongly desired goal or purpose. Put together, this means that the American dream is a goal or higher purpose that someone who lives within the United States holds. This definition is vague, and I think it's good that way. It means that each person is left to their own dream and can have it be basically anything they'd like. But it's always a life goal that will bring someone long-term happiness once they've achieved it. So then what does it take to achieve the American dream? Like I've said, the same people who created America in the first place, immigrants. Records about immigration only started being kept around the 1820s, but before then, immigrants were mostly English speaking and came from the British Isles. After that came a wave of Irish and German Catholics, and then immigrants began coming from all across Europe. Finally, we're living in a period of immigration where there are waves of migrants coming from both Asia and from South America. These waves of immigrants have left the United States with a very diverse ethnic makeup and culture, and those immigrants have also followed their own American dreams, like the immigrants who came before them and native-born Americans. Modern immigrants are more diverse than they've ever been, and this is a great thing. Consider this chart from the Migration Policy Institute of the most common language spoken at home other than English or Spanish across the 50 states. These languages represent people from all across Africa, Europe, Asia, and even the Americas. This diversity makes the United States more prosperous and better for everyone. Immigrants have a positive impact on the ability of other Americans to achieve their dreams. This is because of the economic impacts that they have on the United States, alongside them being the reason that the American dream even exists. For example, compare this chart of the percent of the population who are immigrants to this chart of US GDP per capita over the same time period. Then look closely at the year 1965 on both charts. This year was the year that the Immigration and Nationality Act was passed, which was a law that made immigration to the United States significantly easier. Since then, the share of the U.S. population that are immigrants has grown. And on the GDP chart, you can see that the rate of growth of GDP increased around the same time as well. This means that the heightened immigration that we're experiencing still has resulted in both greater and faster growing prosperity for everyone, immigrant or not, living within the United States. Frequently, people argue against immigration based on the idea that immigrants will impact the politics of the United States once they become citizens. The idea is typically that immigrants will support policies that run against someone's political agenda, and oftentimes the policies and politicians that immigrants supposedly will support are accused of being un-American. Unfortunately for the people who make these arguments, they just don't hold up. Compare a list of presidents to the chart I previously showed that contained the percent of the American population who were immigrants, and you'll see that there's little to no correlation between the politics of the president at the time and the percent of the population who were immigrants. You can even see that our last president, Donald Trump, who as we all know was very anti-immigrant, was elected during a period when the immigrant share of the population was nearing an all-time high. If it were really the case that immigrants significantly affected elections, he likely would have had a harder time winning. The truth is that, like all other Americans, immigrants hold a wide range of political views and aren't a monolith. Another frequent argument is that immigrants will bring more crime to the United States, and this argument doesn't hold up either. In fact, it does really poorly. Really poorly. The truth is that immigrants commit far fewer crimes than native born Americans. According to Alex Noreste of the Cato Institute, in 2018, the illegal immigrant conviction rate was 782 per 100,000 illegal immigrants. It was 535 per 100,000 legal immigrants and 1,422 per 100,000 native-born American citizens. This means that native-born Americans, like myself, are twice as likely to be criminals than illegal immigrants and 3 times as likely to be criminals than legal immigrants are. In conclusion, there's a pretty clear fix to the American dream: more immigration. Immigrants were responsible for the creation of this country, of the American dream, and they continue to make our country better today.